racing. And on the 23rd, Street to Strip, Fast Friday. And on the 27th of September, we've got the Super Series as the drivers make their way down into turn 1.
And Keith Perry takes the lead by the looks of things, Francois.
Yeah, Keith Perry there from Francis Carruthers. As we know, Francis Carruthers has got a lot of pace in that car, but I'm sure the wet now, the surface is a little bit difficult for him to put track to tyre. And in second place, Andre Bassano to that Martini-style Porsche. And Matt Creve also putting his nose in there as he goes into third position past Carruthers. Carruthers finding it difficult in the wet conditions. And the 3 Porsches take their way down as they go into row sweep. So it's Keith Ferree, and Andre Bassano, it's backed off. Matt Creve just dived in there and said thank you very much. Moved up into second position and they go up into turn 4 there. Not quite on the pace they used to, but putting the hammer down into turn 4, they negotiated gingerly because of the track surface. And they're coming down on their way to turn 5. Brian, take the leaders for us.
Right, it is Creve, Bassano as they go down. But Matt Creve looks like he's putting pressure on Keith Perry as they dive down into Cape Town corner. And Matt Creve has got the lead. So Matt Creve, has he overbraked himself? No, he hasn't. He stays in that number 1 slot. Keith Perry in second. And in third, it is Andre Bassano. Then, I don't know where, oh there he is, that's Francis Carruthers, but Matt Creve leads, Keith Ferree, Andre Bassano, Francis Carruthers, behind Francis Carruthers, it is now Andre Brink, and behind Andre Brink is Davy Joubert in that Lotus Exige, Clinton Thorne, Colin Pitt, Ryan Buddha, Mike Berrier, Louis Diaga, then we've got Steve Humble in that MX-5 Mazda and Cyril Ginsberg. Behind them we have Martin Prince, and I think that is the subtotal of the field. I don't think Philip Boyson started, Godfrey Lancellis, Penny Trollope, Alan de Goede, Paul Schwartz and Marcus Henkel didn't start.
Well, Brian, I'm watching Matt Creve make his way up there into turn 4. I saw him change his tyres just before the race, so maybe he's got intermediates or wets on that are definitely aiding him in this race as he pulls away from the other 2 drivers. Really got the hammer down there, going down the back straight. And we then watch Keith Ferree come through and Andre Bassano in close proximity. But Matt Creve has really put the hammer down. He really gets out of there and he's already negotiating turn 5 as he's coming out of towards the kink. So tyre choice was everything for this race, and he seems to have made the right decision to his benefit.
Well, Andre Brink has moved up past Francis Carruthers now. He's dropped down to 5th position as Matt Creve and Keith Ferree, Andre Bassano come through. Here comes Andre Brink, and he's really on it at the present moment is Andre Brink. Behind him is Francis Carruthers, and then Davy Joubert in that Lotus Exige. He makes his way across the line, and there's a bit of a dice going on between Clinton Thorne, who's losing out to the Porsches at the present moment, of Colin Plitt. Ryan Buddha's moved up there. Clinton Thorne, I think, has just been passed by Colin Plitt. Louis Diaga has moved up in front of Mike Verrier too. Andre Ferreira, Steve Humble, Cyril Ginsberg and Martin Prince complete the field. The leader, in the meantime, now making his way through Malmesbury Sweep and down the back straight. It's Matt Creve. He's opened up a huge lead now over Keith Ferree. Keith Ferree only coming into view now and being hounded by Andre Bassano.
Yes, Matt Creve definitely made the right decision with tyres there as he exits turn 5, and we see that Andre Brink now ahead of Francis Carruthers, and we expect, looks like Davy Joubert was in close proximity, so Joubert will probably be putting pressure on Carruthers. Not yet, Carruthers still stays ahead of him as they come down the back straight. Francis Carruthers, Davy Joubert, they go down to negotiate turn 5, and already Matt Creve has gone into turn 1. So Matt Creve has got in a very, very healthy lead now at the moment. He must be about 2-3 seconds ahead of Keith Ferree and Andre Bassano. And we just see Andre Brink crossing the line now. So the 4 Porsches up front having a day of it. And we watch Francis Carruthers cross the line here in P5. He's been hounded by Davy Hubert. Davy Hubert's pulling a little bit closer now. He's a little bit early on the brakes in the wet, and he goes right up the back of Francis Carruthers. He's all over the back of him as they go into turn 1. Davy Hubert looking for a way through as the two of them tiptoe around the corner there. They're coming up to negotiate turn 2 into Engine Oval. And we watch the leaders. Matt Creve already coming out of turn 4, and there's a car now that's just run off here on the main straight. Doesn't look too bad, maybe it's just something mechanical or electrical, so he's out of harm's way.
Well, Louis Diaga has moved up a place now, and he is chasing Colin Plitt, Louis in the Lola replica, and he's right up behind Colin Plitt now, and that's another dice. But here comes Matt Creve, well in the lead, but Andre Besaidnout all over the back of Keith Faree now, and I do believe that well, it's Davy Joubert chasing Francis Carruthers. Francis, as always, early on the brakes, and Davy Joubert closes right up on the back end of Francis Carruthers.
Wow, watching Louis Diaga and Colin Plitt going down the back here towards turn 5. Louis Diaga hoping to be a bit late on the brakes. That car's somewhat lighter, and Colin has none of it as he closes the door and dives into 5. There's a good dice going on there now, and they're coming out of turn 5 here. It's Francis Carruthers crosses the line with Davy Hubert in close proximity. Both of them early on the brakes to negotiate the wet turn into turn 1. Davy Hubert now even closer. And then we watch Colin Plitt cross the line, and Louis Diaga also there in close proximity. So we've got all these little dices taking place around the track, and Matt Creve says up and out of them, and he's down to turn 5 as he leads this race. He's now, there still will be 5 laps for him to go, 6 laps on the monitor, but he comes up towards the line, and ahead of him is a gaggle of cars here negotiating each other as they come up here. That'll be the likes of Steve Humble, Cyril Ginsberg, and the likes that are dicing their way to the line here. So,
well, it's Steve Humble ahead of Cyril Ginsberg and Andre Ferreira and Martin Prince, and Clinton Thorne, I think, has pulled into the pits if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see. But already Matt Creve, the fastest lap of the race.
Well, Andre Besaidnout has taken over there from Keith Faree. He moves up here into second place, so he's starting to find some grip now as the track starts to dry up a bit, and the rain is now abated. So, yeah, the weatherman is on the money, and Andre Besaidnout now putting the hammer down. He's pulled 2 car lengths there on Keith Faree, and Keith Faree has none of it as he moves back up as they're coming to turn 2. And Matt Creve is now passing the back markers, and he's still a good 4 seconds ahead of the pack ensued there from second and third. Brian?
Davy Joubert has got past Francis Carruthers. He's moved up a place. He's into 5th, relegating Carruthers down to 6th. Behind him it is still Ryan Buddha and Louis Diaga now in front of Colin Plitt. Louis Diaga has managed to get past Colin Plitt, and then it should be Mike Verrier. It looks like him coming out of Cape Town corner now. But Matt Creve still leads this race by, and Andre Besaidnout is getting away from Keith Faree, and, well, I'll tell you this, Matt Creve is under attack from Andre Besaidnout now. As Matt Creve comes across the line, sorry it was the wrong car, but it's Cyril Ginsberg ahead now of Steve Humble as they make their way across the line. Andre Besaidnout still in second. Keith Faree fighting his way through the traffic.
Yeah, no, Andre Besaidnout really putting the hammer down now. He's up behind Cyril Ginsberg as he goes into 1, takes the inside line. Ginsberg lets him get past as the blue flags are waving. And Keith Faree also looking to find a way through the back, well, not the back markers, but just the riders being lapped. So these two in second and third have now got the hammer down, and they're obviously finding more traction here. Matt Creve now enters Rose Foundation, and he's on his way up to turn 4. He's obviously got good tyre choice, and he stays ahead. And we are seeing now Davy Hubert coming over the line. He's now also got a healthy lead over Francis Carruthers. Francis not having the traction he requires for that car. So Davy Hubert crosses the line, and he's in P5. And Matt Creve already going down the back straight, the leader down the back straight. And we're watching now. There's a good healthy dice here between Louis de Jager and Colin Plitt. Ryan Buddha, I should say. Sorry, my apologies, Ryan Buddha. And Louis de Jager really got that little car of his now in the sweet spot, Brian.
Yeah, I think he has, and with the track drying, as I don't see a dry line going down into Cape Town, into Holes Hook, as Matt Grieve comes across the line with 3 laps to go. He's got the fastest lap time, 1:26.536, and there's Mike Verrier. Here's Andre Besaidnout. Andre Besaidnout in second, Keith Fourie in third. He's at first and second in Class B, and we wait for Derby. Well, Andre Brink should be the next one through. I think this is him. Yes, it is. Andre Brink. No, that isn't. Sorry, that's Mike Verrier, Martin Prince. But Andre Brink has come through, and well, he's a long, long way ahead of Darby Joubert and Francis Carruthers.
Yeah, we see Darby Joubert coming out of turn 5 now. He's got a healthy lead over Francis Carruthers. He's all on his own now. He's got no one in front of him and not anyone very close to him. So Darby Joubert sort of sealed his place to go with 3 laps to go. And we see Francis Carruthers can start getting some traction and putting that Juno through its paces, as we know it can. And Louis de Jager creeping even closer. Louis de Jager really got the sweet spot now.
Yeah, he has indeed, Francois. And I'll tell you this, he has closed up on the back of Francis Carruthers. So we'll keep our eyes to see whether he can do any damage to Francis Carruthers in 6th place.
Oh, he's only now about 6 car lengths behind as they go up to the engine corner. Carruthers very gingerly through there. De Jager taking a nice tight line, and he's really got the hammer down. That little car is really looking sweet, and he pulls away there, and he's got, it looks to me like this Ryan Buddha behind him that he's left now for dirt, so to speak. And we look for the leader.
Well, another fastest lap by Matt Grieve, 1:26.327. The track is getting quicker and quicker as well, we've got the first 3 across the line. The next one should be Andre Brink. Andre Brink comes across the line, and the lap Cyril Ginsberg. But well, it's all going Matt Grieve's way at the present moment.
Yeah, Matt Grieve coming down the back straight here. He is streets ahead of the competition at the moment. And he's really got the right tyre choice for this race. And the second place here is Andre Besaidnout. Andre Besaidnout also giving it stick. And I think he's starting to preserve his tyres. Those large, or should I say wide tyres of his are starting to get a little bit slippery now as the heat sets into them. So it's obviously a little bit of a softer compound. He had a bit of a moment early in turn 2. And it's final lap there for Matt Grieve as he crosses the line. We wait for Andre Besaidnout in second position. He's quite ahead now of Keith Fourie. And here comes Andre Besaidnout crossing the line now in the Martini-style Porsche. And there's a spinner in turn 1. Colin Plitt has spun in turn 1, and he's in somewhat of a precarious position outside of turn 1. Lights blazing, and he gets back on the track. So Colin Plitt's back on the track. Keith Fourie just crossed the line. And it'll now be Mike Verrier now. He's a lap down. Andre Brink's crossing the line, and the weather is clearing. Some good news, folks, weather is clearing. And Darby Joubert going down to turn 5. I think he's in P5 at the moment, chasing hard. And Louis de Jager is now looking to gather Francis Carruthers with only a lap to go. Will he make it? Will he make it stick? He's right up the back of Francis Carruthers in turn 5. They're going to turn 5 now. Carruthers on the outside. De Jager on the inside. Look at the inside line. They're coming up now through into the kink. Louis de Jager's got the hammer down. Oh, and twitch there from Carruthers as he puts the power down. De Jager backs off slightly. And they cross the line. And here comes the leader. Matt Grieve takes the flag. Almost a lap ahead of the rest. And he now obviously cancels out. It is now that Ryan Buddha just crossed the line. And the second place there'll be Andre Besaidnout, crosses the line now in the Porsche. And in the third place will probably be Keith Fourie, who's on his way down. And Colin Plitt ahead of him now after that recovery from that spin there in turn 1. Here comes Keith Fourie in third position. Wiper going, and he's second in Class B. Andre Besaidnout taking the honours there in Class B, and Matt Creve. Matt Creve's also in Class B, so he's actually taking the lead in Class B. My apologies. Andre Besaidnout second in Class B. Keith Fourie third in Class B. The first Class A car has come over the line, Davy Hubert. And followed by Francis Carruthers. And Louis Diago is now past Francis Carruthers as they go down to turn 5. Francis Carruthers creeps a little bit closer there with the power down into turn 5 as they brake. And we wait for them to cross the line. Ginsberg crosses the line. And here comes Davy Hubert in P5. Well, Brian, as you said, tyres can make you go front, back, wherever it may be. So, the people we expect to be in the positions aren't there. So